Good evening, Heidi. So what exactly does this mean? Does that mean that because her attempt to have that struck off, to have that overturned, that she is a delinquent director for life?
Yes, Sally. So basically what this means is that Dudu Myeni was declared a delinquent director for life last year, and she decided to appeal this. But OUTA and the South African Airways Pilots Association decided that they want an enforcement order. So given the fact that Dudu Myeni has opted to appeal the initial order declaring her a delinquent director, it automatically suspends the initial judgment. And this is why OUTA and the Pilots Association wanted an enforcement order to say, even if she does appeal, even if she does go to the Supreme Court of Appeal, they want the enforcement order forcing the courts to declare her a delinquent director, meaning she cannot be a director for any company. So what happened about 2 weeks ago, an application was heard where she wanted the enforcement order to be removed because she is petitioning the Supreme Court of Appeal on the initial order declaring her a delinquent director. So it's all very confusing, but basically she wanted the enforcement order removed so that she can still hold directorship until her application, leave to appeal application is heard in the Supreme Court of Appeal. However, that matter was struck off the roll, that application was struck off the roll, and she has been ordered to pay costs for both legal teams.
Do you know what the cost will be?
I don't know the costs as yet, but what's interesting here, Sally, is that if one remembers when Dudu Myeni was on trial last year and at the end of 2019, she could not attend court cases because she claimed that she had no money to attend court cases, and this is why she was never present when the Pretoria High Court had asked for her to be present in those court matters. And then we also know that last year she had failed to pay OUTA and the South African Airways Pilots Association on a number of court cases that were also lost, and she was ordered to pay for those costs. So we're not entirely sure what those costs are, but we'll most likely find out soon from OUTA and the Pilots Association.
So is this the end of the road for Dudu Myeni? Can we say that she will never hold any position on a board going forward, or are there still some avenues for her to pursue?
So it's a very good question to ask, because many are very confused about what the next step will be for Dudu Myeni. But as things currently stand, Sally, that enforcement order is in place, which means that Dudu Myeni needs to resign from all directorships from any company that she currently holds. So we know that she holds directorship in the Jacob Zuma Foundation and a number of other companies. We know that she needs to resign because that enforcement order is in place. If the Supreme Court of Appeal, which according to OUTA and the SAA Pilots Association, she was late in petitioning to the Supreme Court of Appeal, if they do listen to her and they do consider her leave to appeal application, and for some reason it is overturned, then of course she can go back and become a director for a number of companies. But according to the Pretoria High Court and this recent judgment before a full bench, it's been struck off the roll. So for now, she's declared a delinquent director and she is unable to hold any directorship. If the Supreme Court of Appeal decides to listen to her, that is, of course, an avenue that she can explore.
Thank you so much. Heidi Giokos speaking to us about the latest regarding Dudu Myeni.